Hello. Okay, today I was talking to my mom and about vlogging and stuff, and figured that I would do a little bit. This pose is crazy, but I figured that I would just do some today to get back into it while I'm thinking about it. And yeah, now I'm just gonna paint a little bit, and there's a lot of noise going on right now, so maybe I'll do some updates a little bit later. But yeah, I have my dogs here. This is Pickles, Griffin, and that's Griffin. Griffin drank from the freaking water cup that I have out for my paint. So yeah, also they're really old, but yeah, I'm just gonna get painting. I just started doing watercolor literally yesterday, but it was really fun, so just gonna do some more and I'll show you what I've done. I got this cute little notebook for, I don't even know how much, but it's pretty cheap, and then this pastel watercolor set. Stop it. And I need a brush, and then yesterday I drew with just a regular mechanical pencil, but today I'm gonna use this drawing pencil just to see. Maybe I'll get my other one too. But yesterday I didn't do the first page just because I don't want to open it and see something shitty immediately if it ended up being that. But this is my first one, just a little flower. I might add some detail to it today. And then I did some doodles, and just like from Pinterest, these fish were from Pinterest. I like them a lot. Maybe not for painting, but just for doodling. And then I tried to do some grass, but I'm gonna add some more detail to that for like some practice. Are you gonna drink all my freaking water? Oh my goodness. And then I did this strawberry that is kind of cute, as you can see. I don't know, I'm just trying to get creative with the seeds, and I don't know if I like it, but yeah. So that's it, and then I'm just gonna start over. I also have two wooden things that if I decide to paint, I'll show you. Well, I started painting them yesterday, but I don't love it, so if I work on those, I'll show them. But yeah, and I did just turn 21, so if you see any stuff that's 21 plus, just don't be scared, don't be surprised. Yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoy my painting. Don't judge me, please. So I didn't really feel like talking while I was painting, and I'm pretty sure I already showed my paintings that I did while I was out there, but I figured that I would show you the wooden things that I mentioned, because I did paint those yesterday. I think I do want to repaint at least one of them, but I'll show you what I have. So this first one is just this little shape, and I did it this pretty green. I really like this green. I really like green in general, but I'm gonna do a big mushroom in the middle, and I definitely don't like the bottom, and I wanna do some things to the top, and then obviously add some details and like stuff behind it maybe. But yeah, it's just gonna, this one definitely is gonna be for like small crystals, or like just crystals basically, or like anything that kind of like can go around the shape basically, and then stuff can just cover the bottom. It doesn't really matter. But then this one here is a big square, and I did it like this. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I was smoking while I was doing this, but I, first of all, didn't want to paint the bottom, and then all of a sudden I was painting the bottom, and it was just fun, so I kept going. Because it's like fine anyway, it just doesn't matter. And I think once I started it, I was like, oh, I didn't want to do that, but like I guess maybe I'll like write like with marker like a poem or something on it, and then I will definitely forget that I did that, and then when I eventually like move or take it down or whatever, I'll see it. So I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I am hoping to write a poem soon that I want to put on here. But then I like the green edge with the like blue inside, but I literally, so I had multiple thoughts about this one, and the first one was doing like a group of mushrooms or like mushroom houses or something, but again, I'm gonna put it on my wall like this, so things are gonna be here, and since it is bigger, I was gonna use it for some bigger things, so then it's gonna cover up quite a bit of the picture, and also that's very hard. Like mushroom houses, I draw those a lot, or try to draw those a lot. They're kind of hard, and I can't really see myself painting them, so I then thought to do just like one base color and then a bunch of different colored flowers of either like the same size and the same type, or like varying sizes or whatever. And then I am painting it, and all of a sudden I'm painting these like mushroom top things that's like kind of their shape, and I was like, dang it, I don't want to do that. So then I was gonna add flowers to them and do this thing that I've seen on, one second. So I was gonna do this thing that I've seen on like Instagram, I'm pretty sure, where you pretty much make shapes, not necessarily like this shape, but just like random shapes out of like one solid color, and then you go back and add in like you draw a flower to match that shape, kind of. So I was gonna try to do that, but then the shapes, it was not like, look, it was not working. So I'm definitely gonna repaint the inside of this one, probably just this back layer. But yeah, not at this exact moment, but yeah. And my parents aren't home right now. They went on a walk to the thrift store that's near our house, and so I figured it was a decent time to tell you, to just update on some things and what is gonna, I don't know, kind of be going on with this little channel, because I do hope to make videos, like lots of videos and stuff. So I guess we'll just get into it. I'm pretty sure that the last like actual vlog clip that I took was like fall semester, so last fall, so like probably a year ago, maybe 11 months ago. But oh, hold on, look, I think my dog wants inside, but his tie out won't let him get to the door, so BRB. Okay, so he was also being barked at by the neighbor dog. What the fuck? But so yeah, that was last fall semester. I am now graduated as of August. So fall semester was literally rough. Like it was pretty rough. I honestly don't even remember exactly what happened. Towards the beginning, I stopped being friends with my best friend at the time, and it was very understandable between us, but I really just like loved him as a friend. And yes, it was a guy best friend because I always friends with guys, and I really think that being friends with guys doesn't have to be weird. However, this guy in particular is really complicated, so I knew that it was like probably for the best, especially for him, and he's great. Yes, I check on him because yes, I miss him, but everything's been good for me too since then, so it's okay. And but yeah, not being friends with him anymore really took a toll on me for a while. And then I didn't really have very many friends at school because my first year I had a boyfriend who was pretty controlling, not in like super clear ways, but like in the sense that like it always made him uncomfortable when, because he was still like here and I was up, I was like out like almost hours away, so it made him uncomfortable when I would like do things alone and like go places alone. And he was like suspicious that I wasn't alone, and like I wanted to make friends obviously because like I live on campus, I'm in clubs, I have classes, like I'm gonna be here for a long time, like I want to have friends, and this was my first year too, so I had a roommate that I was friends with, but we had different schedules, so I still did a lot of things alone, and she also didn't know very many people, so she wasn't very much help in that department of like branching out. No hate at all, I absolutely love my roommate from my first year. We're still friends. I love you, Melissa. But so I kind of restricted myself in a lot of ways and like didn't let friendships kind of go further. And it being the first year, like especially the first semester too, I was like, this is like the time to do that, and you're not really gonna have that chance down the line. So yeah, I didn't have very many friends, and then after I broke up with him the next year, I was like really excited. A little bit of a backtrack, but so last summer I had a journalism internship, and I was living in Cadillac, Michigan, and that's a very small town. It's a lot of older people. It's very chill. There is like Baker College. There's a campus there, but so sometimes I guess there's like younger people here and like people my age. But I was there during the summer, so no. And everyone I knew was down here. I worked full time. I lived alone in a big apartment that it was way too big for me. Like it was 2 bedrooms, a big kitchen. It was nice, but it made me feel like so small and like I don't know, very weird. And just there were so many things kind of going on that summer that I was not doing good mentally. I did not really enjoy the internship either. It was very helpful, and I do like looking back, I think I enjoyed a lot of it, but like in the moment I definitely didn't enjoy a ton. Or like I don't know, it's very interesting to kind of reminisce in that way, to think about how you felt, not just like looking back and like remembering it, but being like, oh, how did I feel in that moment? What was I thinking about when I was living there, and like what did I actually do and why? That's the kind of stuff that I think about personally, and it's very interesting. It does kind of mess with my head sometimes too, but it's very interesting to think like that. And I can't really remember for that time, but I was depressed. Like I was definitely depressed, and also definitely very anxious too. At that point I had been taking an anxiety medication for a while, and I think it was just not working well enough during the internship. And I also had these, I forget, propranolol, I think it was. It's like a heart medication that they use for anxiety a lot of the time, because it's kind of weird. It does feel kind of weird because it just stops your heart from, like your heart rate from elevating too much, and so your body, which really that does a lot, let me tell you, because it doesn't let your body kind of freak out or get to that panicking feeling, and that I think really makes all the mental stuff worse in those situations. So like you still are having whatever anxious thoughts, like I don't know what other people's anxious thoughts are, but like I would still have those, but then I would feel fine. And so I would take this medication sometimes when I was extra scared for a journalism assignment or whatever, and or just like not having a good day and like going to do something that maybe was normal, but it was just like, I don't think I can handle if anything goes wrong, so I'm gonna take this. And it I think it definitely helped me. It definitely felt weird, but it helped me get through a lot of things and like I don't know, you still think all this stuff, but then your body feels fine. So for me, it was kind of a really good way to just be like, okay, none of that's actually happening. Whatever I'm thinking, like, it's not actually happening. The world is fine. Like, I'm not messing up and being dumb. Because also for me, I think I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm so anxious about that all the time. And then when you're anxious about that, like, I sweat, and then I start thinking that I smell, and I'm like, well, maybe you do, because you're freaking sweating. And what's making you sweat? Freaking the fuck out. So it really helps in kind of aspects like that, where whatever. But so I had that to help me, but I was very anxious and depressed. I didn't really know I was depressed yet. Like, I didn't talk to anyone at that point, and I just thought that I hated my internship. But then about midway through, I didn't even talk to anyone, like not even my mom or anything. I just got a better help, and I got a therapist, and I'm still with that therapist to this day. So I really like her, and she's been very helpful. But I got a therapist to try and help everything feel better and whatnot, and it did start helping. And then I would come home so much on the weekends, and like after work, I worked just like 9 to 5. So after work, I would do literally fucking anything to feel better. Like I smoked a lot of weed. Like I was in an apartment, so I just had a pen, and like I worked from home too. Everyone at the place that I was working worked from home, and that's not really necessarily the environment for me. I like being somewhere specific to work, and for a long time during the internship, I was not just going to a library or to a cafe or something like that to do my work. I was just staying at home. There's a lot of factors involved in that too, because it's journalism, and I was interviewing people and writing and having meetings and editing stuff, and like having to record myself and like go to a quiet space, and like you can't really do all that kind of stuff outside of the house. So anyways, I don't know, towards the end it started to get better. I was doing a lot of stuff to try and feel better, and I was smoking a lot, which I enjoyed. And then after that, right after that, I went to Beaver Island for a poetry class. CMU, the school that I went to for college, they have a biological station on Beaver Island, which is part of Michigan. I did not know about it before learning about this, like the classes that are offered there from our school. So it was really cool when I found out that they had like other classes in biology. That's all I thought that they would have. So I did this class, and for so long, like the last month of my internship, I was like, oh my god, as soon as I leave, I get to go on this trip. Like, I get to go here. And literally pretty much as soon, like, I got back, and then the next morning, like early in the morning, I left for this trip. So I wanted to vlog on that trip, but I didn't really do a super good job. It was fucking amazing. It was amazing. Everything about it, like the writing part, our teacher, everyone in the class with me, the nature part of it, the food. Oh my gosh, the food was delicious. Everything was just great. But I do think I took a handful of videos of stuff, and so maybe I'll make a little recap thing and I'll talk about it more in depth, because I have a lot of hobbies, and writing is definitely one of them. I write fiction and poetry, and recently just like primarily poetry because I have had fiction classes, but I love it so much, and it's very like, I don't know, grinding of gears in my head and everything to write and everything like that. So so I want to talk about my hobbies, obviously, and writing as one of them, and kind of more in depth maybe about some of the stuff I'm working on. I have a lot of ideas that feel very ambitious to me, feel very big to me, because it's like book concepts, and book concepts and like names for poems and what they're going to be about, but I haven't thought about them or written them. And like, I also took a screenplay class this past semester, so I wrote a almost 90-page movie, so that kind of inspired me to do more of that kind of stuff too. I have some movie or show ideas and just like character ideas and stuff, so I really want to work on that and get inspired to do that. And I think that potentially having a way to share it and a place to just, you know, it's kind of combining my two, I would say, passions are writing and the film aspect of journalism. And I absolutely love vlogs. I love watching YouTube, and vlogs are like my top choice. So it's kind of combining three things that I love, if you think about it, and it'll definitely, I think, help me obviously improve my video skills, editing skills, talking skills. Like right now I just realized that like I'm not looking at the camera, but it feels so weird to not look at the screen, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm gonna there's a lot going on over here right now, guys, but like anyways, so yeah, I'm thinking that doing these vlogs will help me. I've always wanted to, so there's that. It'll help me with my skills in video stuff and editing, and keep me kind of on a schedule and whatnot. I'm looking for a job now that I moved home, and my last internship didn't pay, unfortunately, so I don't have any money. So I don't have any money, so I'm living at home. I'm gonna get a job, and I probably won't show very much of that part of it. Personally, I do love when YouTubers or like vloggers show all parts of their life, so maybe I will sometimes, but I don't know what kind of job I'm gonna get, so we'll see. I have some hopes, but we'll see what it ends up being. And the third thing is I like writing, and I want to do it more and share my passion for it. It really, I don't know, there's a lot that I could say, but I'm not gonna ramble on about all that. So yeah, but basically that was kind of jumbled up. But since the last vlog clip, I had a bad summer, and then I vlogged those and was having a pretty depressed semester. After towards the end it kind of got better, but then, you know, winter break, I got on antidepressants courtesy of my mom saying, I would like you to fill out these papers and have a meeting with this person because I think you need some help. And I was like, okay, I think you are right. And we both cried, and it was great, and it was wonderful, and asking for help is very hard, and I'm glad that she did that for me. And then I came back to school. Get this, I had never had COVID. Throughout all of COVID, I never got it. I'm very surprised, because I will be honest with you, do I have my regrets? Yes. Did I get sick? No. But I hung out with my friends. We wore masks out in public, but we hung out with each other, and we shared drinks and vapes and weed products, and that's definitely not the safest at a time like that. No. And I was not vaccinated at that time, so very unsafe. If you ask me, it feels very unsafe, the sound of it. So yeah, I go back to school. First week of classes, I'm sick as fuck. I'm sick as fuck. I go to the clinic, COVID, and the flu. COVID and the flu at the same time. And what was it? Atypical influenza A. What? First day back. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I don't think I could have gotten sick before coming back to campus. So it was here. How the fuck is what I'm saying. So anyways, got that, was sick for 2 weeks. Had 1 week where I was feeling good. Got sick again. Never found out what it was. It was not anything that they tested for when I went back. they gave me antibiotics. I forget what they gave me antibiotics for. They definitely told me something that it was like for. They couldn't really name what I had, but they were like, this should help, and it did. But I was sick for so fucking long and so fucking sick. And my classes were, mind you, this is my last semester of college. So I'm taking hard classes. I had, what was it, 3 classes that were 1 day a week, 3 hours long. And they were all evening classes. Like 5 to 7 or, no, 5 to 7:50, 6:30 to 9:30, 6:30 to 9:30, 6:30 to 9:30. What the fuck? And then I had other classes too. And one of them was hard as fuck. One of them was my screenplay class. We had to do a 90-page movie, quizzes, scene assignments. So like we had 3 scenes throughout the semester while working on our big movie. Oh my god, like please, what the freak? So it was all crazy. It was fucking crazy. It was crazy. I really pushed through. I really enjoyed last semester too. I will say I was doing pretty good, I think. In a lot of ways, I think I was doing pretty good. And then I moved home for about a month and then had started my internship, this summer internship, because so last semester was my last semester as like a full-time student. But then this summer, I had to do a journalism internship for credit for my degree. So that was like my last degree requirement before I was done. So I did that. I found it myself and like, you know, coordinated it with it was at an animal shelter, so I could coordinate it with them and all that stuff, and then worked the whole freaking summer. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Oh my god, it was amazing. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but during school, during CMU, I started volunteering, and I love it. I fell in love with volunteering, literally. And they have a volunteer center, so I would do these like just a couple hour volunteering things like once a week, not every single week, but like, you know, sometimes. And they were great. And then this one time I did one at the animal shelter there, and it was walking dogs, and I loved it. I fucking loved it. And I just wanted to volunteer there forever, so I applied. And then last fall, I started volunteering there with cats. And I was always a dog person. I was never really around cats, so I started to like cats a lot, and now I fucking love them. I'm obsessed with cats. I really want to be a crazy cat lady right now, but I cannot, and I cannot anytime soon, and it's really sad. But so I volunteered there, and I did some journalism assignments or projects on the shelter or like with the shelter, and then I was like, hey, would you guys maybe want to have me as an intern of some kind over the summer? And they were like, absolutely. So pretty much that's how I got my internship, if you're ever wondering how to do that. And it was amazing over the summer. I will definitely talk about that more in a different video because there's a lot. And yeah, that was amazing. And then pretty much that was until the 29th of August, and then I moved home that Sunday. So I've been home since, and like I said, the plan is now to just get a job that pays and start saving some money. What else? And do all of my other stuff. Like, so my degree was journalism and creative writing. And for the type of journalism that I want to do, it's like, it's freelance stuff, and how would I put it? Like freelance stuff and like long form stuff. So it's very hard to get into. So yeah, and then lots of creative stuff. So I just gotta work on that. But yeah, that's a little update. My parents just got home, so I'll talk to you later. Okay, so I subbed for my mom at my parents' cornhole league, so been here for a couple hours, drinking, snacking, chit-chatting, and playing cornhole. My aunt and her boyfriend and some of her friends are playing volleyball, and it's really fun. I'm having a very good time. Hello. Okay, so it's been a couple days since I vlogged last, and I don't know, nothing really interesting has been going on, but today and yesterday I'm kind of doing some YouTube stuff to get the actual channel started and everything like that, and I guess it's kind of interesting to be vlogging before doing that and during doing that, but whatever. And I was just looking through some of my drawings. I'm very creative, but I've never really been a good artist by any means, but I really like to draw, especially this past summer, and it's just like doodle type stuff. But I just found some that I did, and I just really like them, so I wanted to show you because I think I'm gonna try and figure out or like work towards being able to like use these somehow like digitally and like animate them or something like that. Like, I'll show you. So this first page is like the first good page of drawings that I did. This was in the spring semester. So like these are all, first of all, that is a drawing from a picture of my roommate's cat. I love her. That is 2. And then all of the little stick people, those are all drawn after me in pictures that I took of myself. Most of them are mirror photos. Like you can see to like me holding my phone up to the mirror and stuff, but I really like them, and I think they're so freaking cute to like, or like it would be so cute to, I don't know, incorporate somehow. It'd be so cool. And then, oh, I have this too. First of all, these are just like silly ones. That one too. But then like that is my Halloween costume picture. It's on my Instagram. But then this is literally a video So it's like all my different poses in the video. And I think that's so cool, right? Let's see. This little frog is cute, but obviously like from Pinterest. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I draw a lot of stuff, or paint a lot of stuff straight from Pinterest just because like, I don't know what to do, you know? And then this was from over the summer. This one was also during the spring. But this was over the summer, and I started doing like cartoons. This was the only one of like this style that I did. Again, this photo was straight from Google, and I just added the words to make that guy a fucking creep. Some mushrooms that I really like. I really actually do like this one. I was like not sure how it would look, but the like details and stuff, I know I really like it. I'm not great at that stuff. But then I found these little stick figure poses. You can literally see through the back. Hold on. These little stick figures, and I decided to draw all of them that were shown and give him a little story. I named this guy Mr. You can't see it, but I named him Mr. And like, I don't know, it's cute. Should I be showing this the other way? Let's see. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so here's his story. He goes into town, leaps over some train tracks, and again, this is not detailed, so like, no, there's not train tracks. And I don't know, but like he makes a friend, they exchange, oh, he has emotions, and okay, there's some detail, like, come on, y'all. Oh, and then the next one is like an actual like comic strip type thing. This one's about Jim. And Jim is actually kind of inspired by me because this one right here, he volunteers at an animal shelter to walk a dog. Oh, I have done that before. And then like these ones, I don't know, I like to go to get coffee and sit outside. I don't know. He's just so cute.